If you're not having great open houses, that's on you. Okay? And I want to open up your mind about open houses today because it's probably one of the best untapped resources that you have in your arsenal. And if you're going to do the time to do them, I like to say anything I'm going to take time out of my life to do, I want to do at the highest level possible because I've already given it the time, right? So instead of half doing it, kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, if you're going to do it, then just go all in. Does that make sense? Okay, all right. So we're going to talk about the 7th level open house. Now, this came straight out of the playbook. So I know somewhere hiding in this building, there's probably playbook number 1 and playbook number 2. They both have guides for the 7th level open house. Any of them will work. But if you'll follow it, I promise you, it's just about all of the lead generation that you need to be doing to be successful. So let me say that again. If you'll do it, it will check all of your boxes that you need to be doing for lead generation. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to give you a story. So I coach a $90 million team and a $60 million team. Teams are very, very different. One team is very heavy in buying leads. They're spending about $12,000 a month right now in lead programs. Okay, that works if you've got the cash flow to do it. Leads right now, internet leads are not very good. The capture rate used to be about 1 in 120. It's dropped. It's about 1 in 160, so it's not very good, right? The other team is all relationship based. Everything they do is about client events, getting in front of their people, loving on their people, belly to belly, face to face, right? So was last year challenging? Yeah, last year was pretty dang challenging, okay? So the results, we just finished up the year with both these teams. My team that's spending $12,000 a month to buy leads went backwards. They went from 280 units the year before down to 220 units, even though they spent just as much. Now, my team that's relationship based, who doesn't spend anything, they do no ad spend, their business went up 20%, and they just cracked the 210 unit mark. Okay, what's your takeaways on that?
Relationships matter.
They really, really matter. And let me tell you why they matter right now. So has anybody in here done a CMA on a property lately and you went out and listed it and it didn't sell? Yeah, I see some heads nodding. Okay. You did not screw up that CMA. You didn't. Okay. You did it right. Consumer confidence is down 11%. That's the difference. Consumers don't feel great right now. They feel stupid because they missed the 3.5%, 2.85% interest rate. So they feel dumb, right? Even though we know historically 7% is what the interest rate should be, right? But they saw this once in a lifetime interest rate. Now they feel like they've missed the boat, right? So they already feel not great about it. Then their confidence is not good because the economy is not good. Somebody posted yesterday that a dozen eggs was like $8. Is that right?
It's real close.
I have chickens. I'm gonna start selling these eggs. I'm telling you, there's a black market here. I'm gonna start selling eggs, right? So consumer confidence is down. So we're seeing that houses have to have a price reduction of about 11% before they sell. So there's a note to my listing agents, price below the market. Now, can you undersell a house? Can you undersell a house? Can you? Not really.
The market tells you what.
That's it. The market's going to drive it up to the correct price. So I can go take a $400,000 listing day, list it at $350. Is it going to sell at $350? Probably not. I'm going to get multiple offers. The market's going to drive it up to the correct price, and that's what it's going to sell at.
Depends on
Okay.
conditions. You
Well-
smell like this, it might sell for $350 that weekend, then you undersold it.
Well, you don't have to take the first offer you get, right? But, so market's gonna determine price. So don't be afraid of pricing a home aggressively. The market will drive it up to the correct price. Now, do you have to have the scripts and dialogues to handle the seller objection of we want to test the market, we want to try all that stuff? Yeah, you do, right? But consumer confidence is what is driving the change that we're seeing in the market. Fair? Okay, so what's the unintended benefit of this? You get the chance to do open houses again.
Yeah.
Right? Because for a while there, you couldn't do an open house. You put the dumb thing on and an hour later you had multiple offers, and nothing disappointed me more. An agent would come into my office and go, sold it in the first hour. And I'd be like, because we want you to pick up the other two additional pieces of business, right? The MREA tells us that you should be picking up 2 additional pieces of business for every listing you take. But if the market's moving that fast, you're missing those 2 additional pieces of business. That's 2 additional paydays for you. Make sense?
Yes.
You all experience that? Yeah. So I'm kind of excited at this market, that the market has slowed a little bit to where we're getting back to normal average days on market. So for your all's market, what would you say the average days on market are?
Average right now, 35 days.
35 days, which is still pretty rapid. I've been around since 1996. I got licensed in 1996. So, but that's 4 open house opportunities, right? Yay, you. So let's talk about that. Okay. So if we follow a 7th level open house program, and I really, really, really want to open your mind up on this. I really want to encourage you to lean into this. If you've done an open house in the past and you didn't have a great experience, get back on the horse. Okay? Now, as we go through here, I want to open up your mind about something. When I coach agents, this is what I do with them. So let's just do this now. Bonus material. Get out a piece of paper, draw a triangle. Okay, play along with me. This is your lead pyramid. Okay, this is like a bonus bingo. I'm going to give you the first square. This top one is going to be your SOI or your database. That should be your best source of business. Should be out of every 12 contacts, we're picking up 2 pieces of business. It hasn't been that way because we haven't had the opportunity to do open houses. We've been missing our other 2 pieces of business. But in a normal market, that's what it would be. So I would ask you, what is the next way that you like to find your business? Just shout them out.
Open house.
Open house. Okay, what else?
Referrals.
Referrals. Okay, what else?
For sale by owner.
For sale by owner. What else?
Door knocking.
Door knocking.
I do. I do too.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, she loves it.
I do.
I like you. Okay, door knocking. Okay, what else?
Farming.
What was it?
Farming.
Farming. Farming. Love it. Okay, so we're going to stop there. Now, here's the crazy thing about this. Everybody's in this room is going to be different. I want you to build this based on what you're willing to do. If you're not willing to do it, don't put it on your list. And the best ways to lead generate are the ways you will do it. There's no wrong way.
So somebody, don't look at somebody else's paper and cheat off their paper and be like, oh, well, they'll door knock, but I won't, right? It's okay. However you'll lead generate is what we've got to do. Now, this is the difference between you and $100 million producer. They're not smarter than you. They're not better looking than you. They don't go faster than you do. They start at the top of this list every day and they work their way down. And I want you to build your pyramid in the way that is most productive to you. So if you look back on your business and you go, okay, my database was my top source, but door knocking was my second. Visbo's, build your pyramid in most effective to least effective, right? Because I want you to start every morning lead generating, and somewhere down this list, life is going to show up, right? Your dog's going to run away, your husband's going to call you, the kid's going to get sick, something will happen. So I always want you to work your most fertile ground first when you lead generate. Now, does anybody notice anything pretty consistent about this? Anything jump out, a pattern jump out at you? These are all free. They're all free. They don't cost you anything but your time. Okay? People want to jump to, I'm buying something, I'm buying leads, I'm trying to buy a result, instead of just working the things that are already available to them that don't cost them anything. And open houses is one of these. All right, tracking with me? Any questions on any of that? Okay, all right. So let's assume I've opened your mind and you're willing to do a 7th level open house. This is just a sample. You can modify these days, you can modify the activities, but I want to give you a blueprint. So we're going to start on Monday. On Monday, you're going to pick your open house. So let's talk about this. Has anybody ever done an open house in a really bad neighborhood or in an area that you didn't want to go to and nobody showed up at? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so for my new agents, okay, Sweet Pea. What price range do you want to grow your business in?
I don't know, I'm just jumping in, so I don't really have much input. I don't even have a license yet. So.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna help him. What is your average sale price in this area? 350. So you want an open house between 3 and 375. Okay? Got me? Okay, now why would we do that? That's it. You nailed it. More buyers. If you're starting your real estate journey, go do open houses in your average sale price. You're going to get the most people there, most likely to sell. It is the most to have qualified buyers walk in the door, right? Now, I have a theory. I guess you can quote me on it. We're recording, so I guess I'm out there. Under 100, over 1 million, equally crazy for different reasons. Okay? These people don't know how any of that got on their credit. They don't even know how that happened. They didn't do it. And these people want you to be their shadow and be there for every showing and babysit their house. And, so there's a sweet spot called your average sale price where you're really going to like to grow your business. Now, who comes to a $350,000 open house? $350,000 buyers, right? Pretty close. I can kind of look at the house and look at your flyer and kind of figure out whether or not I can afford that house or not. So if you're going to grow an area of your business, if you want to grow in farm and ranch, go do farm and ranch open houses. If you want to grow in luxury, go do luxury open houses, right? This is your area. Open houses will allow you to go deep in your niche market in anywhere that you want to be. You can go grow there through open houses. And that's where you come into contact with the people who will buy that type of property. If it's investment properties, if it's commercial, wherever you want to go, you can go deep on that niche. Fair? Got it? Okay. Now, create a list of people to call and invite. This is gonna be your database. Okay, so does anybody in here not have a database? It's okay if you don't, just be transparent. Everybody in here has a database that's loaded into Command that's on a smart plan.
On a smart plan is now included in the question?
Yes. Thank
The
you.
answer is no.
Okay, all right, so, if you do not have a database, I'm gonna tell you, you're holding one in your hand. So let's play a little game. Who's willing to play with me? Deontay, okay, open up your cell phone, go to your contacts. And tell me how many contacts you have in that phone. So he has a database of 970 people that know him, like him, and liked him enough to give him his cell phone number, okay? They need to be in Command on a smart plan. So if you've not met with your tech person and got them to swipe all your contacts out of your phone and put them into Command and start calling them, there's step number one. Because you're gonna use those 900 plus contacts to create a call list, to call and invite these people to your open house. Are you tracking with me? We're gonna set this thing up for success. So you've had a successful open house, even if nobody shows up. Step number one, you've just lead generated to your whole database to call and invite them to an open house. What does that tell them? I'm in demand, I'm working, I'm professional, you should come see me. Right? Bring a friend if you know someone who wants to live in this neighborhood or would like to have this home. Okay? And you're going to verify this person does food trucks for hers, but this might be your vendor partner. Who's going to do the open house with you? There is never a reason for you to do an open house by yourself. There's never a reason. There are lenders, title people, new agents, somebody who wants to do that open house with you. So you always have the buddy system. Do I have any ladies in here that don't do open houses because you're uncomfortable? I run into that sometimes.
I did that in the beginning, and my husband went with me and sat in the corner.
There you go. There you go. I teach a whole class that's approved by the state of Oklahoma just on open house safety. So, but I didn't bring all that with me today because I didn't know if I might scare some people. So, okay. Now, that's Monday. You've picked your target open house. You've identified who you're going to call and invite to it. Tuesday, schedule a showing to take a short video of the house, okay? Why do we want to do this? That's it. We've got to create FOMO. I have an agent who is absolutely incredible. I don't know how she gets this many people to her open houses, but I think it's because she shows a little ankle, but she doesn't show the whole leg, right? So what she does is she goes to the open house, right? And she'll go, oh my gosh, I'm here at 123 Main Street. This thing is a beauty. Come on here and look at the kitchen with me. And she'll take you in the house. She'll show you the kitchen. She'll say, now, do you want to see the rest of the house? I'll be here Sunday 2 to 4. Come by and see me. And she starts creating this buildup in social media on this open house. And so by the time the open house gets here, she'll get 40 couples will come through these open houses. So it could just be the virtual tour. It could be you in front of the house. Do I have anybody in here who's video resistant? All of you are good. So when we leave this room, there's going to be a stampede to the media room, right? Okay. So listen, let me ask you a question. Why are you resistant to video? Because you're beautiful.
I don't like my voice on anything.
Okay, you sound great. Okay, now you know you sound different. If you hear yourself recorded, I sound like the receptionist in the doctor's office. You realize that, right? But don't let that hold you back, okay? Because when people see you in video, they feel like they've had an interaction with you. So then when they meet you in real life, It's not like they're meeting you for the first time. This is why you follow people on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, and they really feel like they know you, right? It's because they've seen your videos. So is permission to push you to get past that?
Oh, sure.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. All right. So now let's go to Wednesday. So Wednesday, this is your pre-open house. Take the videos of the property that you think would be pertinent with a call to action. Place the video on your social media, your team page. This would be your MLS open house page. To any groups that are within driving distance of the property. Take a video of the subject property in the open house. Take 3 selfies there, front of the house, backyard of the house if it's pretty, in the kitchen or the most beautiful part of the house. Okay, now, I'm going to say this. There is a reason that people are going to buy that open house. Every house has a reason. So last year, one of my top teams took a listing on the lake that had expired, I kid you not, 3 times with 3 other realtors. So he said, hey, Elizabeth, I need some help with this thing. This thing is expired. These people are so sick and tired of, having this listing expire. I said, first question, is it priced right? Yes, it's priced right. Okay. Let's go in and look at it. So we go in and he opens up the last ML listing and what do I see but your standard front house pic of the house. Okay. I said, that's not what you're selling. If I'm buying a house on the lake, what am I buying? I'm buying the lake life, right? So we called the tour company and said, no, we want a Zoom. We want aerial drone footage. And what he did is he got him to come in from a boat. So they came in with the drone, came up the dock over the house. And that's what he opened with because that's what people are buying. So if your house has got a big barbecue, fancy back kitchen, that's what I'm buying. I'm not buying the cookie cutter, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in a neighborhood. What am I buying? Am I buying the gated community? Am I buying the pool? Am I buying the backyard? What is it about that house that's the sizzle that I'm selling? And that's what I want to feature. Good? Okay. All right. All right. Now, Thursday, we're going to verify the schedule, do the social media post, confirm my vendor, create the open house flyer and the door knocking flyers. You go, girl. Okay. We're going to create a laminate document with a QR code to Google Drive in the MLS sheets, the seller's disclosure, the survey, the HOA documents, and any other applicable documents. This is where I ask myself, if I walked in this home as a buyer, what do I need to know to feel confident to write an offer? Make sure they have it. Do I need to know what the school district is because they rezoned the school districts last year, move the lines? Do I need to know what the homeowners association is, right? Can I have a chicken, right? Shockingly enough, in Oklahoma, a lot of fancy neighborhoods can have chickens. You can't have a rooster, but you literally can put chickens in your backyard, which is
I once showed a home in Oklahoma where the chickens were living indoors. It was horrid.
Right now, with a good offer, 3 chickens will come with you.
There we go. There we go.
Your house is going out.
$8 a dozen, apparently. So make sure that you have got everything available that you need to answer the question. What would keep somebody from writing an offer on this house? So that you'll have it. Now, only 1% of the time is somebody going to walk in and buy the open house that you're actually holding open, but it does happen. And so you want to be prepared. All right. Now, why the QR code?
Take you to either a landing page of the website or more information about the house. You can get their information.
Yeah.
Yeah, save a tree. Just save a tree. You have a QR code for your agent consumer app. I would suggest you have it sitting on the countertop. Has anybody ever had that awkward situation where you're trying to capture the buyer's information and they don't want to sign up on your sign-in sheet? Right? So play dumb, right? Whatever question they ask you, you go, oh, wow, that's a great question. Just scan my QR code and I can send you the association docs, the homeowners association docs. Oh, that's a great question. Sign my QR code and I'll send you the average utilities. Oh, that's a great question. Scan my QR code and I'll send you the plat of the property, right? Play dumb. Have them scan your QR code. That's how you're going to capture their information. We don't need them to sign in and misspell their name and be Mickey Mouse at google.com anymore. Just have them scan your QR code. Out tech them. Any questions on that?
So,
Please.
like you. I guess I'm not sure exactly how to do that.
Perfect.
She can
Thank
show
you.
me. Kathy said she can show me.
Thank you. Who's our tech person?
We don't have a tech coordinator, but Megan can help, I can help.
Robin
And
and Timothy.
Robin is great.
We all.
And apparently Kathy can help.
Beautiful.
You can do it in Canva, she's got a Canva account.
Yeah, I have Canva.
So if you open up your consumer app,
So you're taking it and you're putting it on a piece of paper and then you're printing out that paper?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
To do? Okay.
yes, I put it right there. I'd laminate it, put it right there.
You can also save it on your phone.
Yeah, it's on your phone already. So if you click the,
Screenshot on your phone, email it to yourself and throw it in your email.
listen, I got an agent that's got it printed on the back of his t-shirts that he works out at the gym in. And 2 times a year, he'll pick up a client. Somebody walks past him like this in the gym and goes, click. It clicks on his QR code. It says, his thing says got real estate and he's got a QR code. And people will walk by and click on it. So you want to get that QR code everywhere. I put it on every flyer I make. I put it on, any social media I do. I put it on my car, do a little lettering on your car and put your QR code on there. So all people have to do is click on it. So get it out there. All right, let's go to Friday. So Friday, we have come to your door knocking. So listen. This is a really good reason to door knock. Now, I want to ask you this question. Why do you think you're door knocking the neighborhood before your open house?
For listing potential.
Okay, pick a neighbor. And what was the other one?
Potential listing potential.
You two are brilliant. Okay. I don't want you to go door knock because I think that you're actually going to get the neighbors to show up to the open house. Like, I really don't care. But I do want you to go door knock because you're auditioning to be their next listing agent. That's what you're doing. Because they're going to be like, well, my agent didn't door knock and invite all my neighbors, right? So you're going to show a level of care and professionalism that's going to outdo 99% of all other agents out there. Now, let's pause for a second. Is there anybody in the room that I just made extremely uncomfortable, like you're puckered at this point? Okay? Yeah? Everybody but Kathy. Is it everybody but Kathy?
I like
No.
this too.
Howdy.
I like door knocking. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you how long you've been in business. I'm so sorry.
A year.
Okay, a year. This is important. Now, I'm gonna say again, remember this. If your pyramid does not have door knocking on it, that's okay. I'm gonna say that again. If your pyramid does not have door knocking on it, that's okay. But I do want to point something out. Everybody in this room has a sponsor. Okay? Everybody in this room has a sponsor. Nobody got in here without a sponsor. So if you won't door knock or don't want to door knock, would you please give that opportunity to somebody else? Don't let it go unutilized. Because somebody is gonna grow their business, somebody is going to get the benefit of that. Somebody needs the experience and the confidence building. So don't just skip it. If you've got an opportunity, offer it up to somebody else in the office. Especially if you've got people in your profit share tree, give them the opportunity to go and do some door knocking. Now, my beautiful door knocking agent, would you be opposed to having some people shadow you while you go door knock? Okay, there you go. You can teamify this sport. You don't even have to do it by yourself. She's happy to have you go and shadow her. And I would tell you the place that I really like to door knock. Not now, because it's 0 degrees outside and it's cold and miserable. But when it's pretty and it's warm outside, I like to door knock Saturday morning before a Sunday open house. And you know what I look for before I start door knocking?
Cars in the driveway?
Garage doors open.
That's it, ding, garage doors. When the garage doors come up and the kids come out on the big wheels, right? Parents come out, you know, now we don't even have the intimidation factor of going up and knocking on the no solicitation door, right? You can just go through there and kind of meet and greet people and say hi to the kids. And, you know, if you've got a puppy, use it, right? If you got cute kids, put them in a wagon, right? Use what you got. But once the doors goes up and the kids come out, it's not even tough anymore. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy then. You know, they're excited to see you. So that's when I like to door knock. Circle prospect the neighborhood in a TCPA compliant way. Depending on if you use Land Voice or some of the circle prospecting tools, they scrub for the do not call list. So I like to do a broadcast voicemail out to the neighborhood. I like to do a broadcast voicemail out to the neighborhood when I take a listing, when a listing goes under contract, when I'm hosting an open house. Because sure enough, the message I will say is, dear neighbor, just wanted to let you know I'm going to be holding the Smith's house open from 2 to 4 tomorrow. Would love to have you come by and give us your opinion on the property. And if you know someone who's thinking about selling or would like to live in this neighborhood, please contact me, let me know. Sure enough, out of a 600 plus neighborhood, I'll get 2 calls where people will call and go, hey, we're actually thinking about selling. Or, hey, our neighbor's actually thinking about selling. So it's a good way to cast a large net before you start doing one-off lead generation. Always think about when you're going to do something, how do I cast a net around this activity first? And give people the opportunity to contact you. And then directional signs. You cannot have too many directional signs. Now, this is what I see, and it drives me crazy. There's an entrance to the neighborhood, and somebody will come out here and they'll drop one right there at the entrance, and maybe one here on the corner, and then I'm looking down the street and I can't figure out where the open house is. So if you don't own one of those flutter flag things, they're super cheap. You can get them for like $40 or $50 now on Amazon. Order yourself one. They go together like a fishing pole. Super easy, really lightweight. But that thing ought to be able to go, there's the open house. Because if people can't find you, they're not going to drive around the neighborhood forever trying to find you. Make it easy for them. Now, has anybody had the experience of driving down the interstate and, you know, like the apple barns coming up and like, you know, from a distance back, it goes, hey, stop and enjoy the apple barn. And then it goes, hey, fresh apple butter at the apple barn. And then he goes, hey, apple fritters at the apple barn. And then, hey, exit now for the apple barn. Does anybody have that experience? Take a lesson from it. There's a reason they do it. So when you have your open house, like here's the entrance, don't just put a sign here because here's what's happening. I just went by that sign going 40 or 50 miles an hour, and now I have to stop, find a place to turn around and come back if I want to go to your open house. And my husband's hungry, right? So I'm like, honey, I'm hungry, right? If you can come back here, put a sign a couple of blocks away, open house. Put a sign a block away, open house. Give people recognition time and break time so that they don't miss the entrance to your open house. It will absolutely increase your capture rate. Also, too, think about doing open house directionals anywhere I can get into that. So if I can get in from the front, but I can also get into the back, put them off both main drags. You want to drive in as much traffic to this open house as you can. Now, I said these days are not set in stone. So if the house I just listed is across from the soccer field, and I know there's 200 bored mothers across the street Saturday from 12 to 2 at soccer practice, when am I going to have my open house? When I have a captive audience, right? If I take a listing that's downtown, let's say I take a condo listing downtown, am I going to hold it open on Saturday or Sunday? No, I'm going to hold it open during the week on a lunch hour, maybe 11 to 1. So everybody who works downtown, who wants to come see that condo, who wants to commute, live downtown, can come see it during the week, because chances are they're not going to drive back in from the suburbs on the weekend to come see the condo when they can just look at it on their lunch hour. So this is very specific to your property. So look at your property and go, when would be the best time for me to hold an open house on this property? When does it get the most amount of traffic and visibility? Okay. All right, let's go to Saturday. All right. So Saturday, we're going to gather our success kit. This could be toilet paper, 9-volt batteries, measuring tapes. We now have the room shooters, paper towels, some trash bags. Because you know what? Stuff happens. Sometimes you go into an open house, they've moved out, it's vacant, there's no toilet paper, or, you know, there's a few dead bugs you want to throw away, or whatever it might be. Just be prepared to have a little emergency kit in case you want to clean a window or wipe something up, or throw away those really stinky air fresheners that reek of vacant house. I hate those things. Why do people still use those? No normal house smells like that. Okay, don't use those things. And then door knock mid-morning to hand out flyers. Again, never do an open house alone. You've got a vendor who will come. They'll bring cookies. They'll bring water. They make it more entertaining for you. And you have twice the capture rate. Because if you have a lender in there with you, maybe people are coming, but this is not their right house, but they need to get pre-qualified. So your lender is going to get them pre-qualified and then hand them back to you. So you have a double capture rate there for you to pick up business. Now, bonus tip. Remember what I said, only 1% of the time are the people going to buy the house that you have open. What are the common objections you're going to get on that open house?
Just looking.
Floor plan.
Floor plan, that's a biggie. What else?
Something's just looking, I just started my search.
Okay, I'm early in my search, okay? Most of the time, it's too big, too small, the floor plan's wrong. They know the neighborhood, it's not location, they came to your open house, right? Hopefully, they kind of have an idea of what the price point is. So what I like to do is I like to have one house that's smaller in the same school district. Can't always be the same neighborhood, but people pick houses by school district. So if I've got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, I might have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. a little bit lower price range, same school district, or it's not big enough, I'll have a flyer for a house that's larger. So Chris comes in and he goes, oh, Elizabeth, you know what? I don't like this floor plan, the bedroom's up, the master's up. I go, no worries, Chris. Here's another property, master down, in the same neighborhood. Would you like to see it stay at 5 o'clock? Right? So always look at your subject property and go, what would somebody object to about this house? Is it master up? Is it got some obsolescence about it? Is there something weird about it? Every house in the neighborhood has a 3-car garage and this one has a 2. You can look at that house and you'll figure out really quick, what would the objection be? Be prepared for it with another option. So this will increase your capture rate. If it's not that house, you've got 2 alternatives on both ends of the spectrum that you could show them and give them information on. Good? You're welcome. Okay, all right. And then the day up. So we go to Sunday. Please, please, please arrive early to your open house. Nothing is worse is when you get there and people are already waiting there for you. So now you're rushing, you're trying to get the house open, you're rattled, they're impatient kind of thing. Get there plenty early. Now, is that clock correct?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Little extra bonus material. I'm going to give you my literal way to open the open house. Do not park in the driveway. Do not park in the driveway. Do not ever park in the driveway. Why do I not want you to park in the driveway? I don't want you blocked in. If you need to leave, I want you to be able to leave. If somebody comes in there and makes you uncomfortable, I want you to go, hey, I'm going to return this call real quick. Just get out, walk straight out to your car, get in it and leave. Okay? So I never want you to be pinned into the neighborhood into the driveway. So park on the street. When you go to the door, I want you to obnoxiously knock on the door and holler, realtor. Realtor. Now, why do I want you to do that?
Squatters.
Squatters, we have had that. I'm sick and tired of seeing naked people that I don't want to see naked. They forget, they're in the shower, they're asleep in the bed, they're in the hot tub. I'm like, oh my gosh, they forgot they had an open house. So I always holler, realtor, 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 so I can make sure they know I'm here so I don't surprise anybody. Open the door, go in, lock the door behind you. I don't want somebody coming in on you when you're not ready. Okay? I want you to go through the house. I want you to blaze it up. Turn every light in the house on. I don't care what the house is, it looks better with more light. So light it up. Post-COVID, if there are some things that you think should be open the pantry door, leave it swung open. Some people are still weird. They don't want to touch door handles. They don't want to touch anything. I want you to do a visual inspection, okay? Mrs. has left her wedding ring laying on the dresser. Open the drawer, tuck it in, shut the door, send a note, hey, you left your wedding ring on the dresser, or hey, listing agent, somebody left their jewelry out. It's in the top drawer on the left-hand side, right? The number one thing that people case open houses for, what do you think it is?
Drugs.
Prescription drugs. The opioid problem is a real one. So if you see any open containers of medication, same thing. Open the drawer, drop them in. It's a real thing. I've never had anybody steal anything, jewelry, anything like that, but I have had people come in and case the house and prescription drugs have gone missing. So just swipe those and put them away. So once you've done a visual, I want you to go to the back door. Not now, it's 0 degrees outside, but during normal, spring, summer kind of weather, open the back door, prop it open. If somebody comes in the front door that makes you uncomfortable, I want you to walk right out the back door. I want you to go, hey, I'm going to return this call real quick. I'll be out in the backyard. I don't care if you have to stand out there and fake that you're on a phone call, right? When I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, one of my agents was a police officer. He was doing an open house one day and he said, 3 guys showed up, just showed up out of the blue. There was no car. He didn't hear a car pull up. They walked in the front door. He's kind of like, what are three dudes out looking at open houses for, right? So he's like, hey guys, I got to return this call real quick. Acting like this phone was ringing. Walked out the front door, got in his car and left. Okay. Sure enough, they had already robbed two houses and they were casing houses in the neighborhood. And, you know, they didn't take anything because as soon as he left, they figured out the gig was up and they just hightailed it out of there. But this is what people have insurance for. Okay. We can't replace you. We can replace stuff. So I want you to go with your spidey senses. So if your spidey senses go, I don't really like this, then just listen to it. I'd rather you possibly offend somebody than to have anything happen. Okay? It's just stuff. That's what insurance is for. So always go with that. Now, the end of your open house, reverse it. Okay? Make sure nobody's in the house, lock the front door, lock the back door, turn all the lights back off. I hate to tell you as a broker, how many people call to complain to me that an agent left their lights on. You know, kind of weird, but put everything back the way you found it, you know, to the point that you can, and then leave the house, leave it locked. There you go. Make sure you secure the house. Once in a blue moon, I have an agent leave a house unlocked. It's crazy. So arrive early. Set up the electronic sign-in sheet, post on Facebook, go live right before you start your open house. Hey, just as I promised, I'm here live at 123 Main Street. Come on out and see me. I got to show you this amazing backyard. Again, go show a little ankle, you know, show them the backyard, show them something great about the house and say, I'm going to be here from 2 to 4, come see me, right? And create that FOMO. And if no one shows up to your open house, you have had an amazing, successful open house. Okay? You've lead generated to your own database. You've made social media posts. You've done Facebook Live. You've door knocked the neighborhood, right? You've done all the lead generation as an agent that we need you to do in a week just by doing the open house, even before you open the doors and anybody shows up. You do that and you cannot help but be successful in this industry. So I hope that I have opened your mind and persuaded you to take your open house game to the next level. But if I have not, I'm going to leave you with one more piece of information. So stats have now come out. We've measured how good agents are about presenting the new buyer broker agreements. And you guys are doing amazing. Okay. And if you're not doing amazing, let me know and I'll role play with you. I'll role play anything. My one claim to fame is I am the worldwide Keller Williams script-off champion. I beat Cody Gibson for that title. So that's my claim to fame. Went through the whole bracketing thing last year and the whole, you know, I was a nervous wreck. Good golf. So I'll role play anything with you. But here's what we've found out. Buyers are showing up to open houses to speed date you before deciding what realtor they're going to work with. They've realized they can go to open houses, they can see the house without making a commitment to an agent. They can talk with the agent, they can speed date, then they can decide. For that reason alone, you should be doing open houses. Okay? And if you have a listing and you decide, like Chris decides, okay, Elizabeth, I'm game for one open house. Okay? Then give that opportunity to somebody else. So let another agent in the office. If we know our average days on market is 30 days and we've got 4 open house opportunities, if you want one, don't squander the other 3. Right? We have this wonderful thing called profit share that you all have the ability to participate in. So the more money she makes, the more money the office makes, the more money the office has to share with everybody. So share those open house opportunities with your fellow agents. Keep that thing open until it goes under contract. Please.
Have you always been pretty selective about who you give your open houses to? terms
So,
of what agents do you prefer? What types of agents do you prefer to host your listings?
okay, so here's kind of a good rule of thumb that I like to use. I want to meet with that agent ahead of time. So they're going to be a representative of me. If I'm the listing agent, if they don't show up, if they show up late, if they show up in, shorts and sneakers, who's going to hear about it? I'm going to hear about it. My seller is going to call and complain, right? So it's fair for me as a listing agent to say, hey, this is my expectation. This is how we normally do open houses. We like to be there 30 minutes early. We like to do a 7th level open house. Here's the sheet. Do you have any issue with any of this, right? I would encourage the Market Center to have an open house class. We've got new agents. We've got, the ink's not dry. He hasn't even got his license yet, right? So we could have him in an open house class now, learning, so he's prepared to step right into that opportunity. So I would say whoever's amazing, Madam Door Knocker, whoever's amazing should probably teach our open house class. And, let's get as many people in as we can, set the standard so that they can have a successful open house. Because we don't want anybody to have a bad experience. We don't want everybody to have a great open house
So
experience.
also, would you say that if somebody gives you an open house, be on your game if you want more open houses?
Absolutely.
Is that
In
fair?
any office, there are those agents that everybody would like to have host an open house for them because they're professional, they're great communicators. So you want to be that agent. You want to be that agent that everybody wants to hold their house open. Okay, fair?
Fantastic.
All right.
Can everybody give a little bit of? We're gonna do a couple of ahas from this class at the beginning of team meeting, but we're gonna switch over on our Zoom link right now and take 3 minutes to go to the bathroom, make your phone call, come back here, because we're gonna have a good time with Brenda telling us all the things we should be doing. Yes, Josh?
Are these slides, can you print these?
This whole recording is done and can you make available?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm happy.
fantastic. And we have the playbook.
Okay.
Then we have several different versions
Oh.
of this.
One more
So-
QR code. Switch one more time. One more slide. Should be one after Sunday. There you go. There's your QR code. So if you wanted the 7th level open house, I did a QR code for you.